A group of people from various socioeconomic levels find themselves aboard a military spacecraft. For some reason, the ship abruptly lifts off into the skies, and odd things begin to happen. Takashi and Eva embark on a cruise aboard their former military liner and immediately notice a well-known politician and his son on deck. The father asks the son where he would like to work, as he can arrange for him to work anywhere, but the son declares that he intends to achieve everything in life on his own. A gang is chasing him off the deck, and the gang leader bows to him. The son doesn't like it when the politician assures him of his full support and offers to escort him to his cabin. On the way, one of the gang members drinks a cup into which a silent old man has collected bits of dirt and dust from the deck crevices. Everyone passes by except the politician's son, who picks up the cup. The elderly guy understandably grins and gestures to him, while three ladies are doing cosmetics, and as the politician approaches, the mobster pulls them aside. And with the bow opens the cabin door for the pair, but the women do not leave, instead viewing the luxury of the cabin through a small window. Becoming enraged that the man is living in such lavish conditions, he should set an example for others instead of standing out with his position because they are all on the same ship. Takashi speaks out for the ladies, demanding for equality for all, but the gang soon silences him. Meanwhile, the politician soothes his kid, and the boy observes that his father enjoys the scenario. At this time, the captain of the ship requests that everyone obey his orders. This guarantees a comfortable journey. Eva suggests that her husband take a photo of himself with a cannon in the background, but he is a pacifist and doesn't want to be near any weapons. Then Eva notices the old man who is sweeping the deck again and wonders why he's doing it, but he just smiles in response. It's time for lunch. The politician and his entourage are sitting at the captain's table enjoying delicious food and wine, while the other passengers have. Takashi walks up to the politician's table and expresses his grievances, saying that by turning a blind eye to such injustice, people are destroying their own world. Unexpectedly, the politician apologizes and promises that everything will be the same for everyone starting tomorrow. The satisfied people calm down, and the politician's son asks the gangster not to ruin his father's image any longer. Meanwhile, the gang leader begins showing interest in Eva, which naturally does not sit well with her husband, but she doesn't understand his actions, so she follows him and sees him setting up an incubator for the eggs and planting the vegetables in cups filled with soil. At the same time, other passengers are having fun playing gambling games and the ladies are pleasing the men. Drunken teenagers notice Eva and begin chasing her, while a young passenger who lost money in a cup and bowl game demands his money back, resulting in a fight. The bandits. The meeting is interrupted by women of easy virtue who want to entertain the crew. The captain gives in and allows the crew to rest. Meanwhile, a bandit notices the politician smoking on deck while Eva walks below. He instigates the senator because his word is law on the ship and the girl clearly won't mind spending time with him. The politician agrees and the bandit goes to the couple while his son watches his father's actions anxiously. That the old man is watching them through the porthole, but then the teenagers burst into the cabin and throw Takashi into the corridor where the bandit finds him. The man fights back, but the bandit catches up to Takashi and stabs him. Meanwhile, the politician's son hears Eva's screams and runs to her cabin. Taking advantage of his intervention, she escapes from the teenagers, but on the deck the bandit catches her. Then the guy departs the cabin, grinning, leaving his kid alone with Eva. At first the boy looks at the girl in terror, protecting her, but then he strokes her leg and lies down next to her under the old man's gaze. Later Eva comes to and remembers Takashi. She goes to look for her husband while the politician, his son, and the bandit watch her discussing the possibility of the girl becoming a mother. They wonder which one of them will become the father. At that time Evo finds her husband's shoe on the deck and realizes he is dead. She attempts to scale the railing and jump into the water, but the elderly guide grabs her and presses a specific spot, knocking her unconscious. The next morning, she wakes up on the deck and notices that the ship is floating in the sky, surrounded by clouds. The politician's son joins her, and later the entire ship looks down in confusion, wondering how this could happen when there's only clouds below the ship, no water or land, and above everyone on the bridge stands the old man silently watching the busy people. The captain declares a state of emergency, and Eva goes to the old man's room. When she arrives at the cabin and witnesses newly hatched chicks, she is perplexed as to why the old guy did it. Not let her die, and believes he knows where they are. In the meantime, the politician goes to the captain, but he himself is in such a situation for the first time. Then the politician asks about the remaining food, and learning that there's only 6 days worth left, he takes his gang with him. The captain understands his intentions, and the crew hurries after them, but the remaining passengers are also attempting to break into the galley. The politician declares himself responsible for the food, but the captain is opposed because it is his ship. A dispute between the people ensues, which is resolved by the appearance of a pistol in the hands of the bandit, and everything will be as the politician says. The people reluctantly disperse to their cabins while the politician orders to have the portions of rice and orders meat for himself. The passengers are given half portions of rice when they arrive at the politician's cabin and discover a lavish meal on his table. The politician reminds them of his marriage to the country and declares war. The outrage is quickly crushed by the sight of firearms in the hands of the bandits. The captain continues to resist, but the politician threatens him with cannibalism if he dares to disagree with him. Meanwhile, Evo observes the elderly man feeding his chicks and planting vegetables. Later during lunch, the politician's son struggles with the question: even if they eat well now, they will still die of hunger later. But the politician reminds him of their status. Eva tries to shame the politician when she enters, but the bandit tells her not to interfere. Later she helps the old man with his garden when the plow arrives anyway. Eva is concerned about another question: was the guy with her while she was out? He apologizes but receives a slap, and then Eva watches as the old man separates human waste and uses it as fertilizer. She is perplexed. Does he also plant fruits? But this is insane. It will take years before the trees start bearing fruit. Meanwhile, some passengers catch the bandits in the galley, beat them, and take some of the food, forcing the gangsters to take countermeasures. The politician approaches the bandit and promises to help him locate more weapons before they start attacking them, and he hands over his gun to him. The crew of sailors hears all this and decides to attack first. The bandits arm themselves with whatever they can find, and the passengers do not dare to attack the politician, who is sitting in plain sight eating fried meat. Mockingly, he throws a piece of chicken leg onto the deck and watches as the people fight over it. Eva shows your fury, and one of the bandits grabs her, but the politician's son defends her until his father intervenes, and one of the bandits succumbs to temptation. He sells some food to one of the passengers, which the youngsters discover when the headband arrives to investigate the ruckus and smacks the culprit before apologizing to the politician for not keeping an eye on his employees. The politician then strikes the bandit in front of everyone, causing outrage among the villains who believe they are protecting him from the crowd. However, the politician pulls out a gun, stating that they must set an example for others and cannot sell food. Express their confusion to the leader: they are the strongest people here, but they have to endure beatings from the politician. Later, the politician traces the bandit to alcohol and promises to show him respect. Meanwhile, the politician's son goes to Eva. He does not understand why his father started all of this. Even if it works out, it will not be enough for everyone. Evil objects that it is food for one person. Suddenly, Eva feels nauseous. The old man listens to his stomach. She is expecting a child. Eva takes a knife, meaning to murder herself, but the elderly man stops her. The lady is distraught. This is the devil's seed, and she does not want to have the kid. Meanwhile, the politician's son observes how the bandits amuse themselves with women, and the leader advises him to take everything from life because they will all die soon anyway, and Eva confesses to the old man that she cannot harm the child because it could be Takashi's, and the old man performs a certain ritual, decorating her with water drops. While the politician's son watches, the passengers are informed that food will be distributed every 3 days. They head to the politician's cabin while his son takes food to Eva. She refuses to eat, but the old man insists, wanting her to overcome her hatred. The politician tries to persuade the people to endure once more, but they refuse to listen, so he shoots the most persistent one. Eva notices the elderly guy dissecting the body and burning the bones. then breaking them to provide a substrate for ground plants. At that moment, the captain bursts into the politician's cabin, where he had just gathered all the bandits, and throws a grenade inside, but the politician acts quickly and throws it into a metal box. When the captain goes to investigate, he finds himself at the politician's gunpoint. The captain has to lead the bandits to the box with the grenades. His son knows his ideas and pleads him to rethink, but he orders that everyone be lured into the foot block and the food be removed from there. Eva confesses to the politician's son that she is pregnant and that this child is their future. Meanwhile, the passengers are invited to the food warehouse and people rush there, but the bandits close the doors, leaving the people cut off from the deck. The politician throws a grenade inside despite his son's pleas and then orders everyone to be destroyed, and the bandits rush to carry out his order. Enraged at the bandit for wasting bullets, meanwhile, the captain discovers the remains of food and pours fuel on them, and the politician and the bandit apprehend him. The politician shoots, and the captain falls and drops the lighter, and the food burns. Meanwhile, the old man surveys the piles of the dead and reaches for his hatchet, kneading soil, and then he hands a small axe to Eva, who overcomes her fear and takes it. The son is horrified and runs away to Eva, but the bandit finds the couple. The politician shoots first and hits him in the hand. He runs out of bullets and the bandit takes the weapon. The bandit, who still has bullets, loads the gun and shoots the politician and then goes in pursuit of the couple. The old man plants more seeds in the politician's body. The bandit finds Eva and she tells him and shoots the villain. Only 3 people remain on the ship, but there is no food at all, and then the old man gives the couple meat, which they eat, and then they talk about the child's future. Later, the young man goes insane from hunger and rushes to the old man's cabin, where the old man opens the door and hands him a piece of meat. Eva knows he has just given them a piece of himself, and she learns why the old man was protecting her and her child. Time does not stop even if everyone dies. Later, the couple notices his footprints on the deck and the young man wonders if he was God. Time passes, and hunger returns. The young man suggests eating the chicken, but Eva refuses to do so until she lays eggs. She unlocks herself inside the cabin with a garden, and the politician's son breaks in and tries to take the chicken. Eva hits him with an axe. Later, she sits alone on the deck and wonders who this child is and why it came. However, after eating them, she collapses to the ground with a scream, and labor pains begin. Eva gives birth to a healthy baby, whom she raises with love and tenderness. The ship transforms into a flourishing garden, and there is now enough food for the small family, but one day Eva captures his son with a gun in his hand. After 17 years, one day after lunch, the adult son, having shot a chicken roaming around, decides to court his mother like a man would court a lady, and the woman flees into the forest. But the young man pursues her. In the next scene we see a green island above the surface of the planet, visible even from space. It's a very strange and even scary movie in which the idea of cyclicity is very clearly expressed. Sooner or later something new grows in the place of what is destroyed, but only to then turn into nothingness again, and to grow you with something you don't want to grow you with something you don't want to grow you with something you don't want to grow you with something you want to grow.